Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Work in Progress conversation series, bringing to you bite sized insights on youth employment from leaders around the world. The series is produced by the Solutions for Youth Employment team from the World Bank, which is a global partnership that brings together donors, governments, foundations, private sectors, NGOs, and youth to support the catalytic programs to increase the number of young people engaged in productive work. Right now, the series will be focused on private sector insights, featuring interviews with leaders from companies who have implemented innovative youth employment initiatives across the world. And we tap into their practical advice and insights for young people. In today's episode, we are chatting with Anshul Sonak, the Global Director of Digital Readiness Programs and Strategy at Intel. Welcome, Anshul. Thank you so much for joining us. Could you tell us a little bit about, Intel's mission and the work you are doing on youth employment, especially in low and middle income countries?
Oh, thank you, Apurva, and thank you, World Bank, for giving me this opportunity to speak about Intel and also to share our public-private partnership initiatives to really expand digital skills around the world. So Intel's corporate purpose is to create world-changing technologies that can improve life of everyone in the planet. And AI as a true superpower plays a very important role, both from a technology side as well as for improving life of people for everyone. I want to kind of step back and give a couple of perspectives on that. First, as we know, digital economy is growing probably 2.5 times faster than physical economy. This is what World Bank is saying, right? So all work is slowly becoming digital, right? And as it becomes digital, artificial intelligence plays a significant part in that, right? All work will require more and more AI skills, and hence all workforce will need to embrace AI, be AI ready, right? And along with digital skills, AI skills, very important other skills like green skills. How do we really bring it together? This is where a true public-private partnerships need to be formed, right? And it will create a whole new job crisis if we do not prepare our whole workforce for that. At one side, we are already seeing a lot of companies struggling to hire appropriate workforce for all the work. And at another side, with more and more digitalization and more AI coming up and more productivity gains happening, we are seeing youth, next generation don't know how to really navigate through this. Now, this is exactly where forming large-scale public-private partnerships with government, academia, civil society become very important. So when we say digital readiness, we don't just mean digital skills like AI, but more importantly, building trust. So skills plus trust become very important. Human to machine, machine to machine, human to human, trust around these technologies. And last, but most important, responsible use outcomes, meaningful work, socially responsible work, right? So more skills, more trust, and more responsible use. All this put together is digital readiness. So digital economy required digital readiness for everyone. So Intel has a strategy of bringing AI everywhere for everyone. And for everyone means true partnerships around the world. So this is where we are on, right? I can give you lots of examples of it as we kind of go into the conversation. Yeah.
Thank you, Anshul. Thank you so much. I think that's a great highlight and explanation about, you provided about how the vision, what is Intel's mission and vision, specifically with respect to digital and jobs and trust for all. Can you speak a little bit about how exactly does this vision work? Specific details about,
Sure.
you mentioned private public partnerships. How do you go on to partner with not-for-profits, governments, to leverage these programs and these courses? Are they online, offline? Is there a way you're tracking, skills that you've developed, jobs that you've created, jobs that young people and women have actually, gotten as a result of the program?
Yeah, sure. So as we look at this, let's step back. So Intel set in 2020 our own 10-year ESG roadmap, what we call as a RISE goal. In fact, just last week, we published our 2023 RISE report. And what we reported was against our original goal of 30 countries, 30,000 institutions, 30 million people to be trained for current and future jobs. We reported we have accomplished 28 country government partnership, almost 24,000 institutions enabled, and 5.8 million people trained on current and future jobs through 100 such public-private partnerships across all kinds of countries and all kinds of academic partner, government partners, civil society partners in the world. Now, this is done via shared value and shared responsibility model, and this is B2G model. So we don't, given that AI is very revolutionary, while people are evolutionary, we don't want to just direct people to go online and learn. Probably a small bunch, computer science or developer experts would go online and learn all this all. But a larger world, given that AI is touching everybody, right? Larger world require high tech but high touch. So the high touch is very immersive, instructor-led, true classroom experiences through curriculum. So what we do is shared value, but also shared responsibility by providing content, training, curriculum, guidance how to forge this into your own actual in-school, out-school, TVET level, K-12 level, higher education, university level, actual curriculums, right? So what happens as part of this is universities or TVET schools, after they implement it, they may implement it as a 1-year curriculum, 2-year, 4-year degree programs, or in a K-12 school, they may implement it as AI as a school subject or after school or summer camps. So government to government, they have a choice. It's very adaptable, open, flexible content which we offer and train them and train the trainers so that they can go and integrate and implement. And then they report back. I will give you an example. We just got a report from Houston Community College, and beyond just the regular job, which community college students, and these are not computer science students, these are regular community college TVET level students, they reported that they are not just getting job in companies like McKinsey's and Tesla's of the world, but also they are using AI. I got somebody to use AI in their plumbing business. A girl who was earlier doing a veterinary career now has changed from her veterinary career to use AI in her day-to-day job, and she's got a job in Apple, right? So somebody who's a totally non-technical and otherwise having a bigger risk of not getting employment, start using AI responsibly and start either creating businesses as a meaningful outcome or really uplevel your own employability. This is the kind of responsible outcomes which we want to foster here.
Got it. Got it. So, Anshul, just to highlight and outline what you just mentioned, you mentioned Intel partners with governments, right? You said B2G and
Correct.
maybe government institutions or government universities, and you have curriculum, online curriculum, offline, and you give this provided for government institutions, and on top of that you also train some of the trainers. Intel has this availability to train, say, university professors and lecturers. Correct. And maybe researchers, and that will give them an opportunity to use these resources and course curriculum within their institutions. Got it. Okay. So, I mean, you mentioned the US community college examples. Are you able to talk a little bit about a couple of initiatives from low and middle income countries? Because our work is primarily focused on these countries. So we would love to hear about some case examples with governments that you worked on digital readiness, especially at the youth and the women employment level.
Yeah, so that example of US community college, we kind of learned in US, but taken it to the world. So countries like South Africa, for example, has taken it with Ministry of Higher Education to offer it in their TVET schools. And now Ghana Ministry is doing the same, right? Indonesia Ministry of Higher Education is doing the same. So that's an example of a program called AI for Future Workforce. We also have a program AI for Current Workforce, whereby, exactly to your point, like young women who are wanting to become economically more productive. So we have a partnership with people like UNESCO or GIZ, and GIZ is a good example. In South Africa, we are working with GIZ to train women entrepreneurs to get upskilled and reskilled to use AI for their own entrepreneurship, right? We kind of now taken the same format in Argentina to create 1,000 women entrepreneurs, right, in Argentina. So that's AI for future workforce and AI for current workforce. For younger people like school students, right, youth, I can give you many examples of a country like India, for example. We started AI for youth way back in 2019. Government really created AI curriculum right from grade 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, based on our content, and now offering it across all kinds of public school, private schools everywhere, right? And we get all kinds of very innovative outcome. We had a 16-year-old girl who created a model of predicting mental depression among other girls using the technologies, using the skills. And this is not just technology skills of AI, but also the non-technical, the social skills of AI, right? Like understanding biases, understanding privacy, right? Responsibility, ethics, trust of AI, all these other skills, right? What we call as the power skill, social skills of AI and the technical skills of AI come together to really predict mental depression among the girls so that school counselors get an alert. So that's an example of AI for youth, which is now there in multiple countries. In fact, World Bank has funded in a country like Albania, right, for their digital transformation. World Bank is working very closely with Albania government, and Albania government is implementing AI for youth for a school student, exactly to foster this kind of responsible usage. That's the true value of government, World Bank, companies like Intel come together and foster a large-scale public-private partnership. One more good example, which I want to give. Recently, Malaysian government took a goal with us to give a general public, you may not be in a school or you may not be working, right? But as a general public, to really know what is power of AI. So public awareness, which is very important policy, imperative if you want to really create AI tech ecosystem in your country. So Malaysian government took an initiative with Prime Minister's blessing, 1 million citizens to be trained by the couple of digital batches which we offered them, AI awareness and AI appreciation. So they took this for a 2-year goal, and I'm very happy to share just in the first 4 months, because of the government, because of the ecosystem, in the first 4 months, 1 million people completed digital batches, self-paced online, right? So
Wow.
these are the examples, different countries, different priorities. We work with the government side to decide what's the government priority, where government need help, right? And offer AI for citizen or AI for youth or AI for future workforce for TVET or AI for current workforce. And we also have something called digital readiness for leaders, like Smart Africa. Government leaders themselves need training programs on what is computer vision, what is generative AI. So then, I
Right.
mean, partnership like Smart Africa, we work with them to really scale up government leaders' awareness on some of these technologies.
Got it. Got it. Great, Anshul. That is great, overview and insight. I'm going to go off script slightly and ask you one additional question. You're working with some big institutions, right? And even governments. What, in a minute, if you can summarize, what are the biggest challenges that you face? And then we'll move on to the question, advice for youth. So stay tuned. But what are your biggest challenges while you work with bigger institutions?
I think people think that AI is, somewhere up there only for researchers or developers or engineers. But in reality, now AI is touching whole aspect of work. I mean, if you take the bigger 3.5 billion people who go for work, right, more than 50% are in an informal economy, right? Probably
Yeah,
only 2% people work in an ICT industry. And a
right,
smaller portion of that would know about AI, right? So we have to
right.
really demystify and democratize it. That's a huge challenge. That's a huge call to action to form large-scale public-private partnership, which need leadership commitment, which need not just funding, infrastructure, but also true leadership commitment, national imperatives. That's a huge challenge which we really want to work with the governments and really excite them to create large-scale initiatives like examples which I gave.
Got it. Got it. That's great to hear. I mean, AI is touching all aspects of jobs and lives these days. So it makes sense that not just, people in the tech sector, but everybody, right from a younger age, are exposed to it in some form or the other, to highlight more on your trust factor, right? Um, you work with different governments. Intel has worked with not-for-profits. I'm sure you engage with, I'm sure, young people from everywhere. So, and you have kind of a future vantage point as to how AI might impact jobs. So if you have to give one piece of advice for young people looking for work or looking for their dream jobs, what would that be?
First and foremost, I mean, AI is, evolving so fast, right? We have to have a learnability and be AI ready. So that AI ready mindset is important beyond just the skill set, right? So the mindset of what can I solve, right? Instead of just using AI, because there's a lot of tools available like generative AI, which can help generate, create, but you have to solve real problems, which younger generation has to be very aware what problems I can solve. So having that agency of being AI ready, and at the same time knowing what AI will never be able to do, what is unAIable, right? So lot of human to human interaction, which is unAIable, right? Work and learning will always remain a true social experience. So what is unAIable? Be ready with AI. Don't be AI anxious, but be AI ready. And that requires a new mindset of learnability, right? Those days are gone where we used to have learn, work, right? So school, college, job one, job two, and retire. Now, continuous learning, the lifelong learning is the new mantra. So be prepared for it, right? So it's a work to learn. You may be working, but you have to still learn. Be open for learning. So learnability is the true passport for success. And that's what we would really urge younger generation to really role model and also probably help older generation to learn some of these new cool things so that you can mutually form a better human machine partnership in more responsible, more ethical, more trustworthy manner. Because if not, that is the true challenge which we all are facing. So there's a lot of hope that younger generation learn, with all these new skills and really show the role models. And that will give a lot of hope to the society and the communities.
That is fantastic advice, Anshul. You're asking everyone, all young people, to be AI ready and to, be open to learning new
Exactly.
skills related to AI. So that was Anshul Sonak from Intel. Thank you, Anshul, for joining us and sharing your incredible insights about Intel's work and advice to young people. That was the first episode of the Work in Progress series. So please subscribe to Solutions for Youth Employment channel and stay tuned for more such episodes. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, World Bank.